Hello, my beautiful souls. I am the Awakened Dreamer, and I'm here to give you your daily tarot reading for Thursday, December the 31st to finish off 2020. And I do want to take this moment to remind you to head on down below and do like this video and leave me a comment on here all about your situation. And subscribe, of course, if you haven't yet. And so I meditated on the collective's overall energy for the day before beginning, and the message that came through was all that you've learned. And I feel like it's going to be a very calm day, but also very reflective. Let's do some shuffling so we can pull a couple messages to begin the reading from the Spellcasting Oracle deck. And while I do the shuffling, as always, it is good to mention that this is, and it's a good reminder, this is a general reading for all 12 signs. So, do what you can do, apply it to your individual situation, take what resonates, and do leave what doesn't. Oh, and my apologies for putting this out a bit late. I woke up yesterday feeling like, I'm trying to listen to my body a bit more these days. It's one of my improvements I'm trying to make moving into the new year. And so I woke up yesterday just feeling like I needed to rest, do a kind of self-care day. So I did just that. So my apologies for getting this out late, but here it is nonetheless. Better later than never. What do we have to begin this daily read, Spirit, for Thursday, December the 31st? Thank you, Spirit. Got some there. Perfect. And blessings. It feels like, as with the overall message of all that you've learned, you are also thinking back to some of the blessings given the reflective energy of the day. Maybe even thinking of some of the hardships you've been through, the lessons as blessings in them, in and of themselves, if I even said that correctly. And then we have, grieving. And so we're going to get this one out of the way. It does feel like there is a sense of grieving as you're doing this reflecting throughout this day, as you do end the year. Thinking back to some situations, maybe even choices that you aren't proud of. But again, as I always say, my friend, you live, you learn, and you move on. You're not taking those burdens that you're grieving over, in a sense, or even, viewing this grieving as a burden. You're not taking that into the new year. It's kind of resurfacing so you can deal with it and then move into January feeling fresh and less burdened, maybe even less emotional. And we have boundaries. Excuse the noise in the background. I do feel like we each will individually throughout this day be thinking about our own boundaries with other soul connections in our life. Maybe even with, when it comes to our dedication to our job or our business or whatever it is we've been working towards. Just like I was saying before, kind of listening to our body and having that sort of boundary with our passions as well. Interesting. And then we have beauty. I actually feel like a good transition would be the passion card. And so it does feel like a lot of reflecting and thinking about, and a lot of lessons that have been learned, kind of reflecting the growth of whatever you're passionate about. Thinking about something you've been growing and putting your blood, sweat, and tears into. And you can't help but kind of finish off the year thinking back to all that you've been through when it comes to this passion. Even thinking back to the progression of developing that passion and how much it's all kind of taught you along the way. And then on a final note for these 5 cards, beauty. Yeah, it feels like there is going to be a focus on your beauty somehow throughout this day. It's interesting when this card pops out. So I feel like some of you will be doing some self-care, taking care of yourself, grooming, if you will. Maybe thinking back to some of the changes you made to your appearance in 2020. Maybe thinking about some changes you want to make moving forward in the new year. Love it. It's good to keep it fresh, right? Let's do some shuffling so we can pull 4 tarot cards for the day. Bear with me, I'm struggling. When you kind of take a day off and you get back to work and it's just like, Feels just like such a struggle. All right, one shuffle down. So thank you for your patience. Okay. Spirit, what do we have to continue this daily read? That was quite somber, and that was, wow. And we're going to pull the last two from the top. And we have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. It feels like we're each individually excited to sort of leave this roller coaster of a year behind us and, you know, ride our own individual chariot into this beautiful new year. Absolutely love it. So we're starting off with the Three of Wands. And what was interesting is it came out in reverse at first, but for some reason I felt the need to put it back upright. And so this is coming through as you starting the day, thinking about your future, thinking about all you have to accomplish in the new year. You know, and the reason it came out in reverse at first is I feel like you will start the day sort of being reflective and thinking back. Or maybe it will feel hard to even think about your future because you're feeling so out of it, or just very calm, very much one with the calmness of the day. But it just feels like as you sort of wake up and get your day started, this will turn upright and you'll start kind of longing for a better year, thinking about how to improve certain situations or how to kind of be more successful than you were in 2020. It's a hefty thought process to start a day, my friend. But being side by side with this blessings card, you know, either way, it feels like you're thinking back to, like we were saying, some of the blessings, either the lessons or just in general from 2020, but also thinking about how you just kind of know down deep that you have these new blessings ahead of you in the new year. It's interesting that this is coming out as a very yearly read because it is at the end of the year. Five of Swords, which did come out, I believe, in Wednesday's read as well. So you move to finish up the first half of the day, and for some reason it just feels like you're getting a headache. Something's stressing you out. It might be an environment that you're working in or you are in general. It does feel like certain people, it just might be noisy. There might be noise outside, planes, leaf blowers, maybe just Mother Nature's being noisy. It just feels like something at this point in the day stresses you out unnecessarily. Maybe while you're trying to accomplish what you need to, or maybe while you're trying to sort of shuffle through a lot mentally, given the previous day you had a lot of communication from your guides, a lot of eye-opening revelations. I think you'll get through it. It just might be a situation where you kind of have to pause what you're doing and then get back to it after. Interesting. King of Pentacles to move right along. We'll actually pause first and shift everything on over. We have some room to spare. All right, so we're moving on to the second half of the spread and day, and we have the King of Pentacles. It's interesting because you start the second half of the day feeling quite confident, very much in your power, feeling good about your financial situation moving into the new year, even though it could be better. You just, again, have the inner knowing that it will improve or that something's going to take flight and be very beneficial. And it's interesting that you kind of take this, you go from having this stressed out kind of headache section of the day, quarter of the day, and then you make your way. It's almost like spirit in the universe does something, or you are doing a much better job at getting yourself out of these, a funk, or sort of doing a better job of not letting things like this stress or noise get to you. And you end up in your power as a result. How beautiful, feeling confident, feeling good about yourself once again. And it's side by side with these boundaries, and I feel like you do something at this point. You've learned from from what you've been through, you know, all that reflecting and whatnot, and you set better boundaries somehow with your passion or with a situation that's noisy or stressful. maybe doing what you need to do, knowing you need to step away when something's stressing you out. It could even be your work that's stressing you out and giving you a headache. You're stressing yourself out by putting a lot of pressures on your plate. And so therefore, again, by putting more boundaries, like I was saying before with your passions, you take a step back and you feel more confident, more powerful. It could be like I did. I took a day off yesterday and I feel, more powerful as a result, potentially. Hopefully. But yeah, so we're finishing off the 4 cards in the day with the Queen of Cups. And so it feels like you finish off feeling very, very calm. No surprise, it is a calm day. But also thinking about, the intuitive lessons you've learned over the past year. Thinking about how your intuition has grown. Kind of maybe even feeling a little bit emotional at the end of the day. Being aligned with the 5 of Swords, you might be reflecting back and thinking about the lessons you've learned when it comes to these boundaries and whatever sometimes stresses you out, even if you're passionate about it. So it does feel like a very hefty day as far as reflecting and learning, and maybe even just, again, a hint of stress. All, again, plays a role as you get ready to hop on your chariot into the new year. Let's finish this off by pulling a couple messages from the Angel Answers Oracle deck to wrap up this daily read. Thank you, Spirit, for Thursday. Oh, okay. That one went right back in. Okay, so these two first. Ask for help from others and communicate clearly, as I can't communicate that clearly. So I feel like this is a reminder that moving into the new year, kind of swallow your pride if need be and ask for help from others. Even though I feel like help will kind of flow to you either way, but make sure you're doing what you can. Think about what you are communicating before you actually communicate it, so you can clearly get through the message you're trying to have them digest. I feel like I didn't say that well, but hopefully that got through. Interesting that I'm saying that and I can't even get that message clearly through to you. And then we have within the next few weeks. Yeah, it feels like within the next few weeks, my friend, there are going to be so many different new opportunities coming in for you that are going to be so exciting and fresh. And so it feels like, don't let any little stresses get in the way or sort of make you view things a little less optimistically moving into the new year, because you have a lot ahead of you. And for a lot of you, it's in the next few weeks. And be assertive and trust. Yes. I feel like a lot of you need to try to be more assertive when it comes to your life in general, moving into the new year, but also remember to trust the process. Trust how this year, how 2021 is going to unravel. But also, again, trust in how this individual day, how this Thursday is going to unravel. And with that said and done, once again, don't forget to like this video and leave me a comment, as well as hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And I hope this reading was truly helpful. Hope you have the most amazing Thursday, and I'll see you next time. Bye.